When we look at business success in society around us, what do we typically attribute it to? For example, if you look at Steve Jobs or Warren Buffett or Sam Walton, how do you describe their defining attributes? The truth is, you could really go in any number of different directions to try and describe the qualities that brought them to where they are. There are an infinite number of qualities that can help a leader succeed, and realistically, no one can master them all. What every person can and should do, however, regardless of whatever natural talents they may possess, is to actively take in information and plan out their roadmap to success. To you and me, this might not be news, right? The idea that you need to plan ahead is pretty blatantly obvious, right? What kind of idiot would fail to do so? So, how many people have heard of Fire Festival? I think recently both Netflix and Hulu did documentaries about it, so you might know where this is headed. Fire Festival was a music festival in 2017. It was sold as a weekend to unplug and escape from reality, to party and enjoy gourmet food, all on an island owned previously by a Colombian drug lord, Pablo Escobar. In reality, when the festival goers arrived, this is what they saw. So how did the organizers get here? The vision was certainly there. They wanted to create a space for festival goers to experience something profound and spiritual. The marketing was certainly there, where they had a lot of incredible social media hype thanks to celebrities such as Kendall Jenner and Ja Rule. The truth is, the organizers failed to secure their original venue. They didn't confirm the cost of their originally promised luxury villas. They failed to secure catering contracts, and they even set the dates for the same weekend as another large event on the island, which really stretched available resources even more. So Fire Festival in the end was branded as a fraud and a scam. Many would say rightfully so, but the original intent was far from it. The festival could have really been a major success, but the organizers failed to plan it out properly. So now we've seen how a lack of planning can make or break a successful endeavor. But what exact benefits does planning bring? I've decided to break it down into 3 main points. First, it allows for proper communication. Different people and organizations may use different channels to communicate, and there's always some sort of inherent lag in communication, especially early on. So by planning ahead, a lot of these issues can be alleviated, allowing for all parties to be better informed. Next, it enhances efficiency. Planning ahead can help identify key weaknesses and strengths, allowing for better resource allocation down the line. If there are tasks with lead times or require other conditions to be met first, these can be identified and taken into account when planning action items. Lastly, planning can help identify potential pitfalls or setbacks. Just like there are an infinite number of qualities for success, there are also an infinite number of possible outcomes that you may encounter. By realizing what can go wrong beforehand, you really allow yourself to create contingency plans and to minimize potential losses. Instead of being forced to resolve an issue on the spot, you can sort of imagine it as you would have in effect broken the laws of physics and increased the time amount you had to come to a decision. When working with the variability of the real world, planning is vital. So now that I've established why you should plan, it's time to go into how you should plan. In the beginning, you should always set useful, attainable, and measurable goals. It's important to understand what the end goal is. What are you working towards and why? What is a realistic outcome? Maybe what is a stretch outcome? How do we determine if we've met our goal? These questions set the framework for how you should make decisions. Next, you should plan in a sequence that is logical. This can be chronological, but it doesn't have to be. So our reality is dictated by some set of rules and requirements. In order to properly operate in those rules, your plan needs to be developed in accordance with them. Finally, you need to recognize that things may not always go according to plan and develop alternate plans or create a methodology to address problems as they arise. So what does this look like when actually put into practice? One great example can be found in pop culture. Would you believe me if I told you that the actual greatest lesson taught by Avengers Endgame was the importance of planning? Let's take a quick look. This is a spoiler alert for those who haven't watched the movie. So when preparing for their time heist, we're given a nice montage of the Avengers planning in action. They understand their goal clearly, to travel back in time, to collect the Infinity Stones, and to bring back all the people who were killed in the previous film. They know what success looks like, and are understanding that all decisions must be made with the goal of putting the stones together. They plan in a logical sequence. They identify all the intermediate checkpoints where they collect the stones, recognizing how to most efficiently allocate their team members' time. Finally, the Avengers are forced to make changes to their plans as roadblocks emerge. In order to optimize these adjustments, they take into account each member's individual abilities to allocate them efficiently. Ant-Man and the Wasp set up an alternate quantum tunnel, the gauntlet is passed along from member to member, Steve and Tony know where to go to acquire more Pym particles after losing the Tesseract. Although moderately unrealistic, we see the Avengers apply these principles of planning to overcome potentially world-ending complications and save the universe. So, although not as flashy as being a great orator or visionary, understanding proper planning is vital for achieving consistent success. In the words of Ben Franklin, by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Instead of preparing to fail, I urge everyone, plan to succeed. Thank you.